Okay, go ahead and give us a brief introduction.
Yeah. My name is Mike Kingston. I'm the writer and creator of Headlocked. It's a wrestling comic that I do.
Now, you work with a lot of professional wrestlers and different talent. Tell me about some of the different names that you've worked with that people would know.
Jerry Lawler paints our covers. We've had Booker T, Tony Atlas, Ken Anderson, Sam Shaw have done art for the book, AJ Styles, John Morrison, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian,
A lot of the heavy hitters.
Hurricane, Rob Van Dam, and then we've got Mick Foley coming up and Rey Mysterio. I've been really, really lucky. A lot of the guys that like comics really like what we're doing.
That's cool. Now, kind of, I've gone through the list of some of the different comics you've done. Kind of compare and contrast just the different titles and the different comics we got out there.
Well, we started with Headlocked, a single step. It's sort of a prequel to Where We're Gone. It's the main character. It's his journey. It's him falling in love with wrestling, sort of trying to get into wrestling school, and then we moved on to Headlock: The Last Territory, which sort of flash forward from the end of a single step, and you sort of find him in the last sort of wrestling territory, almost sort of like Memphis back in the day, where it was like the last territory. Only this is in Texas, and he's wearing a mask to hide his identity. You don't necessarily know why yet, and we sort of build to that. We have a reporter character that's sort of doing some research on that, so it's got sort of a real cable drama feel to it.
Now, working with some of the different wrestlers and things, does it help that guys like Rob Van Dam and guys like that are into comics?
Yeah, I mean that's really helped. I mean, they all like what I'm doing, and I think the fact that nobody's of their opinion, and in my opinion, no one had ever done wrestling comics right.
Yeah.
And here's a guy, that I clearly loved wrestling, and they knew that I loved it, and they could tell from the work that I was going to treat it with respect and not necessarily make it a joke.
Yeah.
That that they wanted to help out.
Now, comics all over the world and professional wrestling all over the world has all sorts of different mixes back and forth. You mentioned Rey Mysterio. Is that the first luchador that you've worked with, or have you worked with?
Yeah, he'll be the first. Trying to put something together with Pentagon, but there's some weird trademark stuff going on there. Just because I'm a ridiculous fan of Pentagon, so it's more of the fanboy in me. But yeah, I'd had a thing with Nakamura, but then he signed and kind of got cold feet on doing something after that. So I'm working with always trying to expand my reach. We have Zack Sabre Jr. in the next one, so trying to branch into different markets, reach different audiences, and eventually I want to take the character everywhere all over the world, and sort of explore wrestling in different countries and
because I think
subcultures.
You've got an untapped potential with La Parca and Perez Dumal and some of those guys down there in Mexico.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to do stuff with everyone, really. Everyone, everything. I mean, wrestling's got such a rich culture, and it's, WWE dominates so much of the aesthetic, but there's so much of it, out there, and that's what I want to open people's eyes to, that, WWE is great, and I love WWE, but there's so many other different ways that you can enjoy wrestling. Just like comics. I mean, I like superheroes, but you know what I mean? Like, there's so many other types of stories you can tell in comics.